Good morning, friends. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Arlie if you're new here. We are at home and in the kitchen and we are experimenting today. As always, I'm always trying new things. But today I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to use some of my sourdough starter that I have here. I did bake off a beautiful sourdough loaf this morning. It looks so tasty. Okay, I did bake that off this morning, but now I want to make like just a really nice special sweet treat for my family, and I want to do so using not just a sourdough starter but also some of that really exceptionally delicious strawberry jelly that I made the other day, and I would love it if you guys joined. So stick with me in the kitchen. We're gonna have a great day today. Okay friends, so we're gonna start out by measuring out 50 grams of warm milk. I have my Pyrex on my scale because we're going to do this recipe fully by weight. So all I did was zero it out, and we're going to measure out 50 grams, which should be about close enough. We'll weigh it out in the long run. I'm going to warm this milk up in the microwave real quick. It's just what we're going to be using to get this dough started. Okay friends, so we're going to place our bowl on our scale, make sure it's zeroed out, and we have it set to grams. I've got, our milk is warmed up. We're just shy. Yeah, see, I like around 100 degrees there. On or about. You don't want it to go too high, but also not too low. Okay, we have our starter here, and we're going to measure out 100 grams of sourdough starter. Okay. And we're going to mix in 50 grams. Let's tare it. So we're at zero again. 50 grams of our warm milk. There we go. So now I just use a fork. If you want to use a whisk, you can. But I find that a fork does a pretty decent job here. There, we just want to kind of dissolve that a little bit. Okay. Our next step is to add 2 large eggs. So again, zeroing it out, there's no need to measure the grams of the eggs. Beautiful. And let that sit there for just a sec, and we're going to zero this out again. We are going to consistently, for every ingredient we add, is zeroing it out, just because it makes it a lot easier to not have to do that math, at least for me. Okay, tare it so it's at 0. Come on, buddy. Now, sometimes this happens to this guy, and I have to turn it off and turn it back on again. I will definitely be open to any recommendations of good quality scales. If you know of any, please hit me up down in the comments, let me know. Okay, we're at 0 now. So now we're gonna add 30 grams of sugar. There we go. Lovely. Just gonna mix that in. So now that we're at 0, yes, perfect. We're gonna add 300 grams of bread flour. I want to add a bread flour on this one instead of an all-purpose, just because I want that little bit of higher gluten for this dough. If you don't have a bread flour, an all-purpose works just as well, so don't even stress it. There we go. Okay, and then we're gonna add, let me see, 5 grams of salt. So zero her out. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Scooch over there, madam. And here we go. We're just going to mix this all together. Just kind of getting that wet and dry incorporated, just enough. You could do this in a stand mixer if you would like to. But lately, honestly, it's just been so easy for me to work with these doughs that I haven't really wanted to break out the stand mixer and get it dirty and make a mess. So I'm gonna pick up real quick and get the countertop cleaned so that I can work the dough directly on the countertop. Okay, so right when we're at this point, I'm gonna come in here, take that out, and let's grab a little extra flour. Just because I like to dust my hands with it. And we're gonna take a stick of butter that is mostly melted. Like, it is so soft. See, it's kind of like runny. And we're gonna add that into the dough. And we're gonna work that butter in by hand. This is, it's moist. It's kind of, it's gotta soak up in there and work its way through. And that's why you wanna use that bread flour, because of the higher gluten. It makes a world of difference. So friends, now that we have very much so worked our dough, it's a nice clean dough. We have slapped it and folded it like that. It develops the gluten. We have kneaded it and worked it thoroughly. You see it's like a wet dough, but it still holds its shape. We're gonna take this guy and we're gonna place it into this bowl, and we are gonna let it sit and bulk ferment covered on our countertop for 8 hours. In the fridge, we're gonna finish off our sourdough brioche buns. So our dough has nicely rested, it's risen, it looks beautiful. I have a sheet tray that is lined with some parchment, and I have a little bit of flour to work it out here. I also have the oven preheating to 350 degrees. So here we go, just a little bit of flour down on our surface. And remember, this is a wet dough, so it tends to be a little bit stickier, a little stringy, but that's fine. Okay. Oh, she's so pretty. Okay, so I'm just gathering it right back up into a ball again, and we're gonna divide this into 8 equal pieces. I like to go right down the center. Then after that first cut, I just like to flour my knife a little bit. It just makes it easier and helps prevent sticking. Okay. Center again. And in half again. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're just gonna take these guys and just flatten it out a little bit and bring it into the center and pinch that seam just like that. So you end up with a little ball in your hand, and then I place it seam side down and just kind of lightly roll it. That's it. Place that onto our sheet tray and work on the rest of them. Okay, perfect. So now I'm just gonna cover these guys up with a bit of a tea towel here just to let them rest for a second, and let's get started on the cream cheese filling for them. All right, friends, so I've had a stick of cream cheese just sitting out at room temperature, getting nice and soft. Take it out of here. Beautiful. To this, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of white sugar. And a splash of vanilla extract. Perfect. And then just with a spoon, we're gonna go ahead and work that in until we have incorporated all of the sugar into that cream cheese. So friends, I have a jar of our homemade strawberry jam. I'm super excited to use with these. Put that to the side, and let's bring over our buns. Okay, so to assemble these, we're gonna need a glass. Good heavy bottom glass, and all we're gonna do is super simple, is just press down on these guys with our glass. That's probably gonna stick a little bit, and that's fine. That's gonna create like a little bit of an indentation in there. You can come back with your hand and just kind of guide it. Like that. Perfect. So I decided to go ahead and grab just a tiny bit of flour and put it off to the side here, just so that I can dip the bottom of my cup in there and prevent any sticking. Now I don't want too much flour on there, just enough. Okay friends, so you see, all we did was create like this perfect little pocket, just going through and making sure I'm pushing down really well. And we're just gonna take some of this cream cheese mixture and fill it in right there. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're gonna take our jam now and pop it open, and then I'm just gonna use the same tablespoon measure and take about just shy of a full tablespoon of the jam and just pop it on the top there. These are gonna be so beautiful. Okay, beautiful. So these guys are ready to go into the oven, and we're gonna keep an eye on them. I'm gonna check on them after 10 minutes, see what they look like.